Hi, guys. Oh, no, I don't like that. Let's change it. Let's change that quick. Hi, guys. It's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Look, okay, I still see some right here, but that's because the new light is over here, which fixed all of this. Fozzie got me a new light, like just sits on my desk right here, and it took care of all this mess that we've been dealing with for the past couple days that I'm sure none of you saw or cared about in the slightest, but really was bothering me. And now it's better. Now I just have to adjust the other light. All right, we're almost there. I'm going to be a professional one day. Why am I doing this? Why do I do this? Why do I stream on YouTube? Whose idea was this? Why doesn't anybody in my life say, "Stop. Don't do that." I'm just like, "Hey guys, we should." And everybody's like, "Yeah, okay, go ahead, Kathy, do whatever you want." I need someone to say, no, let's not do that." Oh, thank you. Okay. So, John and Rue John and Rue are going to give us just a delicious whole hour today. And you kn- I know you guys probably already saw it. I know you did because it's a Michigan judge. It might not be a Michigan judge. Any judge that is on YouTube to me is a Michigan judge. Might be Kansas, maybe I don't know. But John just sent me a message saying I can't remember what he said, something, and it sent me a link. And we love this judge. Everybody loves this judge. So everybody's going to be just so happy for the next hour. That being said, I don't want you to waste this time. Okay? Listen, just hear me out. Everybody in here has a ton of shit going on right now outside of this YouTube world. And yeah, some people have it worse than others, but every single person is going through a ton of shit right now. And holidays are coming up, which means, stress is going to be just insane. You are about to have a really good hour. We're going to have fun. So try to stop and forget about all of that shit just for a little bit and enjoy this hour and relax and don't think about anything else. If you can, try not to do laundry or dishes or blah, 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 blah for 1 hour. Text everybody who's about to bother you and say, listen, I just need 1 hour. Give me 1 hour and then I can go back to doing whatever I was doing. All right? Because you're going to enjoy yourself. It's a good clip. Um, and then I got another clip too, but let's just worry about this one. Let's just worry about 1 hour and this clip and think about nothing else. Okay. I hope you guys are ready. Here we go.
Yeah, what brand?
Oh, Terex.
Terex, right? So basically the argument is your Terex is not a motor vehicle. Well, it's not an ORV, not an ORV. Okay. So I saw your response this morning. I saw your reply to her response. Did you see those, by the way, the reply? All right. So I think we've all seen the same paperwork. Okay. You want to hit some highlights of your arguments?
I mean, my argument is pretty much the whole thing, and like
Seriously,
goes
no.
back to just trying to label as an ORV. And it's strict ORV, like if I took a monster truck up on the roadway that takes up whole roadways, can't turn, make turns in the roadway, right? The way the statutes apply, they can be, and for instance, they advertise like Ford Raptors and such, right? They show them in all the commercials going up mountains, same Jeeps, all they advertise, hey, take them all off road, right? So the way the statute's written, they can just basically be like, oh, hey, anything with that looks like and pretty much any vehicle is capable of going off the road. So any given time, the way the statute is being applied to me, they can just any vehicle that's capable of being taken off road.
Let me stop you though. Let me stop you. That's actually.
Let me stop y'all too. I absolutely have other clips ready. If y'all have already saw this and you don't want to do it again, I'll be happy to just move on. So you let me know. This is why I don't play Michigan judges, because I don't want you guys to waste your time watching the same thing over and over again from different content creators. That's just boring. No, I don't. I don't. I never ever play the regular judges. Okay? All right. If you haven't seen this, then I'm playing this just for Rebecca. No one else. I'm not allowed to, just for Beck.
A different argument. So one argument is your Terex
Oh,
is
and security. Hi, security. You look good today.
not an ORV. The other argument is their ordinance or the statute they're applying is just too vague. It's just unconstitutionally vague. Would you agree with me that's two different arguments?
I think they're trying to be
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. But the reason I want to make sure we're all on the same page, because I think there's two different responses that could come and two different decisions that could be made. Would you agree with me? Okay. So I want to take them one at a time then. So first is, well, one would be your Terex is not an ORV, doesn't meet the definition. And the second argument would be, and the definition they're using is overly vague. Okay, so Madam Prosecutor, pick one of those arguments. Let's pick one and we'll talk about one at a time.
Certainly, Your Honor. Let's start with whether or not the authority.
Just call it Terex. Just call it let's make it specific to him, the Terex.
For anybody who does not live in America, all the terms that you hear, he's going to sort of, describe. So don't worry about it. If you're not understanding his words over the place, sorry, I can't read chat while talking. I'm not good at that. I guess I should also say this. Oh, it's not there anymore. This is going around. It says, look out for a Discord user by the name of QOWOT with the tag blah blah blah. If you accept his request in Discord, he's going to do a DDoS, which is a distributed denial of service attack on you. Okay. If you see that message, just breathe and relax, okay? QWOT is World of Tanks. And 3 years ago, Discord people that played the World of Tanks were having issues. So this message is going out now to YouTube servers because the internet never forgets. And then every once in a while, these things go out and everybody's like, oh no, we're all gonna die. I mean, it's possible. It's always possible that you could accept a friend request from a hacker. Anybody can do that. So always be careful. Always, always, always. And if you read stuff like that, remember it. Absolutely. But the world is not ending. And this was 3 years ago. I remember it clearly. So if you see this message on other servers, just take it with a grain of salt. It's good to be careful. Always good to be careful. So always read and listen, but don't worry. Just don't worry. Yeah, it's definitely distributed denial of service attacks from Fozzie I get every day on multiple devices. Where's Fozzie? The hell's Fozzie? Oh, I guess I'm not important. It's fine. Security. Go watch the members only video. Look, I didn't give security the warnings I gave everybody else. No. Yes, that counts. You should always be careful. If they tell you up front they're an ethical hacker, don't trust them. Don't. Okay, back to work.
Child 324-81122.
Oh, give me that again. I was somewhere else when you started talking. Go ahead. MCL.
81101 sub U defines ORV as a vehicle, a motor-driven off-road recreation vehicle capable of cross-country travel without benefit of a road or trail on or immediately over land, snow, ice, marsh, swampland, or other natural terrain. It goes on to give examples of what is included in an ORV and what are not included as. Here, the utility terrain vehicle, as Mr. Cusell labels it, is an off-road vehicle. Exhibit A that I included in my motion is
Let me stop you. I'm sorry. In your reply to his motion? Is that where your exhibit A is? Okay, go ahead.
owner's manual, it particularly states under basic safety, off-road vehicle, off-highway use only. This vehicle is not an all-terrain vehicle. It's designed and equipped to be a multi-use utility vehicle for off-highway use only. Use of this vehicle on public roads and paved surfaces is hazardous. Do not operate this vehicle on public roads or paved surfaces. In addition, in Exhibit B, I included a relevant portion of the ORV handbook that is found on the state of Michigan's website, and it includes utility terrain vehicles as an ORV. It also, conveniently enough, includes a photo of a near identical ORV that Mr. Crusoe operated back on February 3rd of this year.
Okay, anything else?
I guess I can go further. Mr. Crusoe then goes on to liken it to something like a Ford Raptor, a Jeep, monster truck. The multi-purpose personal use vehicle used for personal family conveyance. MCL 324.8112 sub 1 states that an individual shall not operate an ORV that is not registered under the code upon a street, county road, or highway. A Ford Raptor, Jeep, and a monster truck all need to be registered in order to operate on.
Right.
Mr. Crusoe was not pulled over because he was operating an ORV, but because that ORV was not registered, did not have a license plate. For that reason, I believe that this motion should be dismissed and the people renew their request for motion.
I have an objection to that, Your Honor.
Yeah, well, it's not an objection, it's a response, but go ahead.
Okay, well, again, none of the registration or any of that stuff was even brought up, any of it. They slapped an ORV on it because they had me held in the car for 45 minutes on the phone, like on a body cam, trying to figure out what to even charge me with, because I wasn't pulled over in retaliation. And that is what they pulled me over for. Reading the one is what was stated.
Retaliation
And
pulled
going back
over.
Liability or
I know cops do that all the time because they have nothing else to do with their day. When they pull someone over, it's to retaliate. Yep, definitely.
the not operating on highway use, it's referring to, we purchased those, I don't know if that involved one or used them. They tell you that they come stock to only go about 50-ish miles an hour. You can get a module to make them go highway speeds when they're referring to highway.
I saw that in your response.
The higher speeds, and that would be the reason why. And I think everyone does nowadays see how common these UTVs are, see them all over the place.
I got to shoot you down there though, because you spend a lot of time talking about that you see these all over. That doesn't make them legal. I mean, that just bottom line doesn't make them legal. The fact that some, for example, some communities just kind of like turn a blind eye to golf carts, right? That's not necessarily saying they're legal. That's just saying they're not enforcing them. Now that gets to your other argument, which, does that create an unfair situation? But I gotta shut you down there, because just because you see them doesn't mean they're legal. But let's get back to that language you used. Like, I gotta find it. Oh, okay. Do not operate this vehicle on public roads or paved surfaces. I understand your argument is they're telling you to stay off the highway with a stock Terex, but they didn't say highway. They said not safe for public roads or paved surfaces. That's what they said.
What?
So I'm just.
Again, why? Just like how they put on bicycles, they wear all the pads and helmets, right? So
I understand that.
They don't operate on public roadways without a helmet.
I understand that's your
IBC.
take on what this means, but the clear language says don't go on paved surfaces.
Yes, clear language and same with the manuals for, again, dirt bikes, motorcycles,
Right.
Yeah, that's still legal for people to drive around without helmets.
All right.
No, because it's a liability issue. That's why they put it in there.
So,
What people do with something after purchasing.
so my understanding is that if you jump through the hoops, if you go through the process, it's possible, you might have to add some equipment to your Terex or whatever. But it's possible to get some of these vehicles registered as roadworthy with the Secretary of State. That's my understanding. You know, if it's got, and I made a list, you know, if it's got bumpers at the correct height, it's got windshield and wipers and rear view mirrors. If it's got all this safety equipment, then you can get it registered and put it on the road legally. Is that your understanding?
Oh, no, I'm not, I think, before this even happened, Sergeant Bryce, who's a bar.
No. Hold on. I'm talking generally. I'm not talking specifically to you. I'm talking generally speaking. Do you agree with me that there is a process that the state of Michigan has that you can take something that may be an off-road vehicle and you can go through steps and have it roadworthy and registered as such with the state of Michigan? Do you understand? Do you agree there's a process for that?
I'm for certain vehicles, I would say, yes.
Okay, all right.
My specific UTV, they are already equipped and sold, road ready.
Okay.
Again, you go back to this.
Then why have you not registered as a vehicle with the state?
I think that you all need to follow that. Don't be coming to my stream with a stinky butt. No.
State of Michigan.
Sergeant Bryce told me as well, I have all rights. He, like, yeah, I said, I stated, he was trying to pull to me, my wife at the gas station, right where I got pulled over. Well, previously to this, we even talked about it. We had a conversation about it at the gas station. The BP is simply in the middle of it. He instructed, he even told me, you're well within your lawful rights.
Okay.
He said this first time.
Yeah, security. It was horrible. But that's why the stream was there. That's why the rest of the stream was there. So enjoy it.
And then I relayed this to officer, I don't know.
The officer that wrote the ticket.
Yeah, right. And then when I asked him the second interaction I had with him, I asked him, dude, I need to get you, which is part of the body cam. I'm still trying to get a hold of these things because I have to take them to court for it. Because they're withholding body cam image. Where I asked him, hey, I need you to get the supervisor to clarify this because he told me I'm not getting a piss match and drove away.
I've showed a DUI on a lawnmower here before, and I showed two DUIs, 2 separate dates on one of those little carts in Walmart. 2 different DUIs.
So
All right, stop there. Hold on. Is it your understanding that there's a mechanism by which if the safety equipment is there, then the vehicle can be registered with the state of Michigan?
But it's my understanding that the specific township or municipality needs to adopt or identify certain roadways that they are then able to operate on. As far as I know, the township Huron doesn't have any that are safely permitted. I do believe that.
Hold on. You're telling me if the state of Michigan registers it as a motor vehicle, you guys can still say you can't go on your roads?
I believe it's county owned roads. Or it's my.
Even though the state says it's a motor vehicle? Because that's my understanding. If the state registers it as a motor vehicle, that's what they're doing after all the safety equipment is there.
But at least for limited use. So like, there's examples in the statute that talks about for limited purposes of, say like parades or something to that effect.
again, Your Honor.
Hold on. I'm cogitating.
He has a drone, Bren.
Well, it would seem to me that the township's got to get off its ass and do something with their ordinances on register. I mean, if the state's out there authorizing people to drive these on pavement and you guys just haven't decided where they can and can't, it sounds like the township's got to get on the board.
I could even look up their ordinance society, to be honest, they said it didn't exist.
What doesn't exist? I'm sorry.
They're trying to charge them with the code they gave, they said it doesn't even exist. I couldn't
Okay.
look it up.
Brother, you keep throwing new arguments in.
No, I'm sorry. Well, I'm just bringing it up.
Hold on. Let's not get there yet. I'm make a note so you don't forget to get there, but don't get there yet. I'm having trouble figuring out how the township can tell somebody they can't operate a motor vehicle that the state of Michigan says is a motor vehicle.
Yeah,
Lightfoot, hi, welcome. Missed you a lot.
I'm not specifically prepared to argue that only because Mr. Cruzel's ORV wasn't registered, so it has no bearing on whether or not it can operate.
But it can be.
Souls.
Well, don't get me started with that. I mean, All right, so let's talk about the fact that they've charged you under an ordinance that doesn't exist. My paraphrase of your argument.
Yeah, I've been trying to clarify too and bring it up too, but I've been trying to find it. Doesn't even, the code they cited doesn't even exist.
All right, hold on. Let me get to the paperwork.
I just had one fact I wanted to throw.
Hold on. Don't do that. You're confusing me. Make your notes so you don't forget. All right, so if we look at the ticket, offense code is 257311. Authorization code is, I don't know what that is, 00003.
Yeah, I tried.
Is that, I'm reading it 00003. So I guess let's get a clarification from the prosecutor. What is the specific ordinance, statute, whatever, that the ORV on roadway is being prosecuted under?
So here on the doc, the Michigan Traffic Code, which I referenced to, but I also stated in my motion, that
I'm sorry to interrupt, but the reply,
He's probably in the wrong courtroom. Or he's a law student taking notes. Because really, if I was going to study law, this is one of the judges that I would go in front of to learn.
that I'm looking at for today?
Yeah.
All right, so let us both know where to find that. Yep.
And, my final argument, or my final, sentence before my argument, ultimately.
Okay.
Or on the roadway in violation of MCL 324-81122 and Huron Township Ordinance 506-4, which I do have a copy, and it is on and available on E-code 360. Which is
Okay. Could you provide a copy of that to Mr. Purcell? You only have one copy?
I do.
That's all right. Mr. Purcell and I can share it. Yeah, probably helpful. Mr. Purcell, why don't you let me have that for just a minute. We'll make copies. So then you've got a copy, I've got a copy. You got a copy for yourself, counsel?
All right. Pet peeve of mine, just small, but how does any lawyer in the world come into court with one copy? How? They know. Every lawyer in the world knows. We know.
I don't, but
Let's-
it's the word which is making it.
Let's make a couple copies of it.
Guys, that's her brother.
All right, so while we're waiting for those copies,
I would like to also add, Your Honor, to make this even more interesting, the township is doing, Police Chief, Robbins, we've known him.
hold on. Two,
Not relevant. He keeps believing there's some sort of conspiracy against him. When in fact we're here today for operating ORV on the roadway back in February. If there's any conspiracy, it's one that Mr. Purcell's orchestrated himself.
okay, hold on, because I think your objection might have been a little bit premature. I don't even know where he's going.
So what's funny about the ORV thing is because Police Chief Robbins, we've known him forever, he's at our personnel, where I've had his, my dad, same thing.
Okay.
He even contacted my dad and had asked him, he's here, asked him to have me call him, because he couldn't call me for legal reasons. And when he said, he brought up and goes, you know, man, you can't have an ORV, bro. So he's trying to work out, he even told him, you want to work out a deal with me, is what he told on the phone. And,
That's simply not true.
it's very true, you can test, they have given text.
Well, okay, well, hold on. Neither one of you were in on the
Lies.
conversation. So you sit down, let me hear what he's got to say.
So I called Everett, voicemail, he called me back, and he started off saying, no, man, you can have an ORV. You and I both know it's not just an ORV. And then he goes on to call it, he goes, oh, well, you can't have a motor vehicle. So then he flip-flopped the terminology.
Okay,
Again, there as well.
but I don't mean this to sound condescending, but what's the point of that story?
When he says, I don't mean it to sound condescending, that means he talks down to people. That's what he means.
The the original stop, because again,
There's confusion.
yeah, you're right, and that's why they kept me in the car so long, because they were trying to figure out what to even do, and that's.
Right.
What
Right.
Right, so that's where this whole ORV statute is trying to be applied to my situation.
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't doubt there's confusion. I mean, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. All right, let's get back to the paperwork. You got a copy now, Mr. Purcell? All right. So counsel, if you can, show us or direct us, I should say, to specific language where the township's hanging its hat.
Sure, so it similarly, identifies the definition of an ORV on the second page.
ORV or vehicles, is that where you're reading? Okay.
And then, it goes on to state.
Are you going to prohibited activities?
So, I am, yes, 5064 from the activities.
S. Is that where you're going?
Yes, I am.
All right, so just so we're clear, so he knows what he's defending against. It's 5064 S is the prohibited activity, and 5063 would provide the definition that you're trying to apply to his Terex.
And, word for word is.
All right, Mr. Crucell, now at least you know exactly what language you're fighting. Okay.
Yeah, and again, that's again with that definition. Law. It even, you know, exactly, I put back behind the show, they even Jeeps and trucks, they're advertised and sold. And it's shown as recreational vehicles and off-road and everything. This would allow the township or the state to just at any given time, be like, oh, hey, we don't like you, so we're gonna slap with an ORV fine. For any vehicle that's capable of going off-road, because that's just what they want to claim it as. I mean, that's just so ambiguous, it's outrageous.
But I think her argument a few minutes ago, maybe more than a few now, was, but all of those are registered.
But that's not what was the issue with Annie. That's not what I was even, no one even brought it up at the time that I was arrested and stopped, none of that stuff. I was just stopped in peer retaliation. I wasn't charged for any of that stuff. No one brought it up. And again, going back to it, I was previously told I was lawfully allowed to do what I was doing.
What do you think the retaliation's about?
Because I had $200 with this officer, he's a new hire, and what happened was, this all stemmed from the fact that our neighbor.
Oh, just bad blood between you individually?
Well, I guess so, because I didn't even know him for a whole year prior to this. It's even in their notes and everything that my neighbor kept calling, saying we're reckless driving with our kids. And it's even a thing that he was intoxicated on us every time he's calling. And they stopped coming out. And Officer Price even said, we're not coming out messing with you, right? We're not doing nothing wrong. And this is going on until this new hire kid shut up. And I told him, I was like, dude, you need to go talk to Dave. You gotta go do it. This has already been taken care of. This guy keeps calling. You even told this lady, when they call him freaking
Dispatcher?
put in the notes several times, you guys intoxicated.
Wait. Did you leave yet, Hope? Where's Hope from? Hope, where are you from? What state? Actually, just give me your address. No, just kidding.
Making calls. And that's why they stopped coming out. I told them this. And then, but yeah, it was the next day after I told him, dude, you need to go get your supervisor here, please, so we can figure this out. And that's when he told me, I'm not getting a missing match and left. And I know his body cam's on, I've seen it. And that's why part of the body cam I'm still trying to get, but they won't give me. And there's still other parts and stuff that other body cam that I know is missing, I'm still trying to get a hold of. Because and then Officer Smith, they're in body cam even talking that they were purposely, all that officers, is it side or like him? Yeah, that he was purposely watching for him. He's on the phone talking about this. He's also on the phone with Everett and a couple other officers trying to figure out applicable laws because he didn't know. They arrested me based off something he thought he could arrest me on. It wasn't even an arrestable offense. And he come in, the only reason he found that out was because he had called the FOIA lady, Jill Evans. And then the original officer that stopped me, he couldn't even finish filling out the citations. Officer Smith, who was his supervisor, had to get in the car and finish filling out. And that's what they ended up, because he's on the phone the whole time trying to figure out what to even put on the thing to charge him. It's been an orchestrated event the entire time, up to leading how, especially shows even more that there was collusion. It's how I got an unsigned order and all this stuff sent to me. It was more just threatening and intimidation. And that's what.
Oh, unsigned order.
Yeah, and in the very beginning, I got a default order that's unsigned, didn't have.
Oh, no, brother. No, brother.
I know.
Hold on. Stop. I gotta say this. Listen, that's just timing. That nobody from here on township called up here to one of my clerks and said, screw it. It's because it happens all the time when there's a misdemeanor tracking, people forget to deal with this. We got a speeding ticket you're in default in right now.
Conversations. I've been told from people that work in the department that people are always conversing between the judges and the prosecutors.
But I'm telling you right now, that none of my clerks defaulted you to try to cause you trouble. It's in the computer and it happens all the time. The misdemeanor case is tracking it slower and you don't realize you got to do something different with the civil infraction. So a default enters.
No, I don't want to say it's worse.
I'm just telling, hold on. I have to tell you, there's no conspiracy against you on that default. That's just the way shit happens. It's just because the computer tracks things differently with misdemeanors and civil infractions. And that's all fixable. Okay. Anything else that we didn't talk? I mean, I cut you off a couple times saying, don't give me a new issue at this point. Anything that you want to bring up?
I got pretty much all my arguments for being here. I mean, this is clearly, but
What's going on with the body cam? You claim you can't get body cams.
He was also reporting this incident himself, so he had.
Well, that's a different issue though. Part of discovery is he's requested body cams. You're saying he provided those.
He's filed at least 10 FOIA requests for township, including any of the stops or any of the citizen complaints that police have been called out to, but also including his wife's traffic stop.
I'm not getting into all that, but you have provided him body cam footage of interactions. You're talking on top of me, counsel. You have provided him body cam footage of interactions between he and the officer that issued these tickets. Yes? All interactions. You don't have them.
I know for a fact there's a couple of videos missing.
All right. Do you have?
Do you want to hear something, guys? I've never watched 2 minutes of Chili ever. I wouldn't even be able to pick him out of a lineup if you showed me. Nope. Even if there was like a arrow pointing down, I want to know which one was him.
Dates of incidents?
I do, but I don't have that stuff with me. That's all part of my lawsuit thing I'm filing for the circuit court for the FOIA lawsuit stuff. I got all that stuff organized at home for that.
But that's stuff that you think you need to defend yourself here.
Well,
If it's not, that's okay.
well, I mean, it would also be just scheduled.
No, I just need to know because if you're prepping to defend for trial and that's discovery you think you need, then I'm going to order that they provide it.
Well, I'm here. I'm
Okay, all right. So you don't need that to prepare for this case.
not this motion.
No. The underlying charges against you.
Oh, I would absolutely need that if this is.
Okay,
It's too full.
then we're going to need you to provide dates. So you want body cam footage if
All right. I just found out Hope Johnson was most likely born in the 70s or around, give or take 10. What state do you live in, Hope? Tell you what happened. 2 or 3 streams ago, Fozzie said to me that I don't know my vibers. He said I need to learn about my vibers. Now, I thought I knew you guys, but I'm at this grocery store. I'm remembering Fozzie saying that, and then I'm like, oh my God, I don't know where Hope Johnson lives. I have no idea. I don't know my vibers. Oh, California. Now I know. There you go, Fozzie.
it exists from interaction between you and officer so-and-so for this date and that date. All right.
Different name.
Sure, go ahead.
As I say, he has been given all of those. It's my understanding that he initially appealed the FOIA, which went to the township supervisor. The township supervisor acknowledged the redacted portions were legal material and returned back to Mr. Crusoe. He then appealed the appeal, which went to my office, and we confirmed again that the only redactions are legal material. I think he's appealed
You live in London. I knew that.
that's twice more. So it's not relevant for a portion of it.
Are you
Just so you know, anybody who doesn't live in America and has an accent lives in London.
saying you never got the body cam footage, or you got the body cam footage and things were redacted?
Oh, there's that, those are part of the issues too. There's body cam and stuff and that's the problem, is there's all sorts of stuff that's redacted in body cams and in the reports, and then there's stuff missing.
Okay, hold on. Then you acknowledge that they've sent you those body cam footages
So.
for the interaction between you and
No,
the officer?
the incident before specifically the one I want, and that I know is missing, is the one before he pulled me over, but the day before he pulled me over.
Okay.
I asked for.
Okay.
It's when I could be seen actually drove.
Prior to these tickets being issued, there was an interaction between that officer and yourself. That you've never seen the video,
No.
the body cam footage.
Well, I've been.
Okay.
Again,
Do you know whether or not that's been submitted?
As far as I know, I remember these days been built.
All right. All right, but now you're talking about FOIA stuff. I'm talking about that body cam. That's
I'll tell her to go make me a sandwich and she'll be fine.
all I'm talking about is one body cam. Okay, all right. But you can't, off the top of your head, you can't give me that incident date.
no, that wasn't.
All right. All right. So submit a formal request for body cam footage from that date to the prosecutor. She can check it out, see if it's been submitted to you prior. She can tell you when, she can resubmit it. She can file a motion with me and say, I'm not going to submit that because, and we'll go from there. All right. That's that one specific issue. Agreed? Okay. All right, let's get back to your argument, Mr. Crusoe, that the language that we just went over is overly broad or vague. Let's hit that again. So is it the definition of the ORV that you think is overly broad?
Oh, absolutely. It basically encompasses any, they said, it even says, any vehicle capable of cross-country travel without benefit of the road, right? And that's any vehicle, I mean, you can even take a smart car off the road if you wanted to, essentially. I mean, and that's what I mean. I mean, the way this reads, they could just apply that anytime they want to any vehicle, whenever they want.
If I'm,
We're halfway through and I wasn't paying attention and now I feel bad because this is a really good one.
but if I'm understanding your argument, I drive an F-150, all right? So we would probably agree that we could take that off the road.
Well,
You and I.
in commercial, so that's what they.
Right. So your argument is because they could write ORV on a roadway for that means this statute or this ordinance is overly broad. All right. Except they can't because the state of Michigan has licensed me to put my F-150 on the road.
But again, the same point, mine can be the same thing.
But it's not licensed. It can be.
Shank is
It can be.
okay.
And I would
Thank is
really, I
okay.
would like to see you do
Save
that because
me.
then I want to see how they're going to keep you off the road. The state of Michigan said you can put that on the road.
But again, Your Honor, the whole reason that they're trying to dance around the whole thing, because they didn't bring up none of the registration.
I know you're getting back to the
Confusion
confusion.
stuff, right? They're trying to use the definition of ORV to.
I get with the whole, you sat in the car for 45 minutes, they decide what to do with you. I get all that. Okay. And that's problematic for me too. But I don't find this language to be overly broad because there's the licensing aspect of it that narrows it.
So there's that conflict there, right? And that also shows the ambiguity of it, right? So you're saying that if I'm paying a tax stamp for something, the guy all of a sudden is not this, but then they're trying to claim it's this. So how does a tag all of a sudden make this, not this. Doesn't make sense.
Hold on, you lost me.
If all of a sudden, so what they're trying to claim is an ORV, but if I magically go get a tax stamp put on it, right, register it, now it's automatically just a motor vehicle. So now it falls under.
Yeah, but hold on. It's not just about the money. And believe me, brother, I'm the first one to think that I'm the first one to jump in the bandwagon with you about the government grabbing money. All right. I fight that here. But it's more than that, because let's just pick the specific example of an ORV. I could build myself a dune buggy, right? Completely manufactured. I couldn't, because I'm not handy that way. But I mean, you know what I mean. I could get tubular stock and build a frame, and I could grab.
I have to, guys. Sorry. Totally tubular.
Have a motor, an engine off of something else, and fabricate a drivetrain, and I could have something that I could take off, go through the trails and the hills. Would you agree with me? No, but I mean, I'm just like, build it from scratch, right? I'm Henry Ford. I built it from scratch, and it's out there running around. But if I get it registered as a motor vehicle by the state of Michigan, they're putting their rubber stamp of approval on it, saying it's safe for me to put on their roads. There's a safety issue, not just a money grab. And that's the way I'm looking at this, because from my little bit of research, if I got to find it, if I want to go through the process to get my manufactured vehicle roadworthy, I've got to have tail lights. I've got high and low beam headlights. I've got to have turn signals front and rear. I got to have a rear view mirror. The state of Michigan is checking all these things off before they license me or register me to put it on the road. And they're saying, they being the state of Michigan, saying it's safe to get on the road with the F-150s that you and I drive.
Yeah, but again, you're giving an example of someone building something. The thing that my vehicle already comes quick and built and manufactured that way.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. I can guarantee you that if somebody took the time and researched what these roadworthy requirements were state by state, they would be different. There'd be similarities, but they'd be different. So for Terex to sell it and say it's roadworthy, they're not guaranteeing you that it's legal in Michigan. They can't.
Well, that's why I put those disclaimers on. The other thing too.
Stop. I'm not done with my argument. That's where the registration process comes from. The individual states saying, yeah, Crucell, we think your Terex is legal on Michigan roads. That's the whole part of the process that changes from just any old thing that they decide they want to ticket somebody because they had it on the roadway. They could claim it's an ORV. No, they can't, because it's registered. My F-150, your F-150. It's registered with the state of Michigan as a motor vehicle, i.e., legal to be on the roads. That's what kills your overly broad argument, is because there's a process by which it is no longer an ORV. It's now roadworthy because the state of Michigan is registered as such.
But again, the state of Michigan is arbitrarily trying to convert everyone's right to travel by saying
that's a different argument.
Yeah,
that's a different argument.
I get where you're trying to go with this. I understand that. But again, you look at this definition, and no one said anything. Again, this all goes back to, I was not cited for no registration. I was not cited for insurance. None of that stuff was even brought up. It was strictly the ORV that they're trying to stick to. Again, by going off this definition, that can be any single vehicle in the world. Anything that they want is capable of going off road.
Well, but here's my ruling. Here's my ruling. Because there's a process to register vehicles, whether or not they're ORVs, F-150s, whatever they are, because there's a process in the state of Michigan is to register them as roadworthy, I don't think that's overly broad language. Because I think you can't read everything in a vacuum. So my ruling is, on that motion, I deny your motion that it's overly broad. I don't believe it is. But I still have problems with the way the whole thing went down. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that, because, and I think I've told you this from the beginning. I get it. Matter of fact, I think the first day you were here, I get it. You've had interactions with Huron Township police officers that said you're good, and now all of a sudden this guy says you're not good, and here we are. I mean, that's blatantly unfair. Whether or not it was accidental or by design, it's still like Okay, that's not fair, but that's the way things happen. All right. There's not a hell of a lot of there's a distinction, but you know, if I drive 75 miles an hour on 275 every day, and I go by 3 officers, Huron officers, and they don't stop me because I'm only going 5 over, but the state stops me and writes me for going 1 to 6 over. It's kind of unfair, but clearly I violated the law. You follow me?
Yeah, but you're comparing to departments.
It's apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to make that argument.
Right. Which is what I told you way back when. It's like, hey, I get it. It's unfair, but the tickets were issued. We got to go through the process and deal with it. Hold on. Stop. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to deal with the unfairness in the process. Okay.
Right, which I get what you're saying, but again, if I was charging this in, say, Flat Rock, and I tried pulling this local Huron told me, then I get that.
Oh, absolutely. Your argument's much stronger in Huron. Absolutely. And once again, I'm feeling it. Okay. I told you from the beginning, I get it. It's not, it stinks. Okay. Do you know what the process is to register the Terex to put it on the road?
I get what the state's process is to register vehicles.
How long would it take? If you know, I don't have a clue.
That's been in the part of, if I was looking to do that, I would, but again, I've been confirmed that I had my lawful right to travel by several different, including, again, this all stems from the traffic sergeant in Huron telling me that I have the lawful right to do what I have to do. So I don't have any intention.
Well, what do you think the chances are of him coming in here and testify to that?
I don't think that he would incriminate himself.
So you're planning on issuing, so you're going to issue a subpoena to him for trial?
And his fiance or girlfriend, because she was also the one relaying all the information to my wife about the same thing. So yeah, I would absolutely subpoena both of them to have them come here. I have a whole slew of people on the subpoena.
Are you willing to register the Terex? It would help resolve things?
I remember you was pointing out that she would like to have a traveling argument. If I got brought into
No, don't go the traveling argument. To resolve these issues, would you be willing to register your vehicle with the state of Michigan, the Terex?
Not at this point, no.
Okay.
Again, there's other arguments that I have lots of stuff to show where the conflict with that is too. But again, that's not what we're here for.
What do you think we're here for?
ORV and road. We're not here for registration, none of that stuff. That wasn't part of.
But I'm trying to resolve issues. Okay. All right, because
I'm not just going to run around and make this big deal with Huron. I'm not a criminal. I know criminal history. I was just doing something I was lawfully had the right to do. It was confirmed I had the lawful right to do. And then now here we all are dealing with all this. And I'm being targeted by people that, and I've had good friends that work in the department. We've been.
He ain't being targeted. Maybe he is now, but he wasn't.
Again, we've known averages. He's been a part of stuff, and then now all of a sudden.
Here's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you want your trial. Because I don't think anything else is going to satisfy you other than to get the trial.
This needs to be dismissed, but it should have been beginning.
But you don't have a legal argument that I can hang my hat on to dismiss it.
I had all sorts of legal aspects to show that the whole beginning of this was an unlawful stop.
You've never even argued that. You've never filed a motion to dismiss for lack of probable cause.
In the very beginning, and you dismissed it saying, "Oh, I find probable cause," just because I have all the reporting.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you did. Because I said you're going down the roadway and you're doing something he thinks is illegal, gives him a right to stop it.
Yeah, but again, that goes back to the point that we had interactions and he chose to retaliate instead of going to talk to a traffic sergeant who's above him, right? Who is ahead of their traffic, who's the one that confirmed that I had every lawful right to do what I was doing.
Hold on. Go ahead.
He is above Sergeant Price, and he confirmed that operating an automated roadway is that's why it's a very situation.
Yeah, but you don't think it's gonna be problematic if Price sits on the stand? So 2 different times I told him he could do what he was doing.
Oh my God, that would be so fun. Oh, that would be so great. That would be epic. Is there any way we can make something like this happen? Like we could pay him on Sundays Zoom session, argue with judge, $100 an hour. He gets the money, obviously, not us. I would pay. Take my money. Take it.
And also since I did make contact with Mr. Crusoe multiple times, notifying him that he was not to operate an ORV in the roadway. And during the stop, Mr. Crusoe himself said I was waiting for this.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, if Price sits there and says on 2 different occasions, I told this guy that he could operate that vehicle on these roads, I can't see any trier of fact convicting him of the ORV.
That's true. Why didn't he have him here for our trials?
I don't know.
Again, because there's all sorts of issues.
I would never argue with the judge, ever, ever. Now, this judge I would, because it would be epic, but I would never argue with Judge Fleischer. I think, unless he was shushing Victoria, then he better run.
All the things I've been finding,
That might have been a felony. I would never go after the judge, guys. What I said might have been a felony, might not have been a felony, but I didn't mean it as a felony.
issues the whole entire time. I had no intentions of doing any trial, and I even sat here the other day when I said I'm not participating, especially in a trial that ends in a court that owned by the state, you're owned by the state.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Hold on. Let's talk about that, because I highlighted that when I got your motion last week or whatever it was. Okay. That's not the case. Okay. Huron Township, let me finish. Huron Township is bringing the charge against you. It's the Township of Huron versus you. It's not the state of Michigan.
It says the state, even one of the, not even says the state of Michigan against it.
It's a separate legal entity.
And
Well,
Neil Gorsuch is, Justice Gorsuch, he's even coming out in the Reagan Center, even talking about how, of course.
I couldn't. You don't understand. What comes out of the judge's mouth is law, is true, is correct. I can't argue with that. Nope, but Judge Oakley I could, because it would be fun.
Like these, that's what they're doing. They're denying people their rights, and they're only breaking the charges and judging their own cases. That is exactly what it is. You can't have a fair trial that way. Absolutely not. And not to mention that.
all right, well, let me stop you. That's the way our system is at this point in time. That's the only system we've got, is where the judiciary runs the courts, the legislature creates the law, and the executive branch enforces them. That's the system we have. If you don't like it, work to change it, but that's the system you've been charged in, and that's the system you've got.
And with the Chevron deference case being overturned, and that explicitly stops them all of the referring to statutory, all the stuff, the statutory stuff.
All right, you're getting nowhere with any of those arguments, Mr. Crusoe. You're not going to get anywhere with those arguments at this level. So the only thing you can do is get a judgment here that you can appeal to the next level and appeal that to the next level. And ultimately you may end up at the US Supreme Court and have somebody agree with you, but you can't, that doesn't work here. We've got to deal with what we've got. I've got to deal with the precedents that we've got in place now, not your arguments that you think are going to be accepted down the road. That's the reality. All right. You and I can sit down over a cup of coffee, or I don't drink coffee, but whatever, and talk about how there are, problems with the system.
What did he just say? This hyper judge doesn't drink coffee. Imagine this judge on coffee. I'm going to slip him a coffee bean in his next drink. See what happens. I can't do that. That might also be a felony. Judge, I'm in a different state and I do not currently have a coffee bean, so I can't do that. It was a joke.
But the system we have now is the only system I've got to work, and I'm going to work it. So what I'm hearing from you is we got to get a trial date and let you get a decision. If you win, beautiful, you can stop there. If you lose, you're moving up the appeal chain. Because none of the arguments you've got apply here. Your travel argument, I'm not buying that. That's never been accepted anywhere that I know of that I've got any reason to follow. I told you.
State auditors, they've been doing it for a very long time.
Say that again.
the state is, around before I lost my word, but the state is going and trying to take people's right to travel and saying that everybody has to have these licenses and all these things.
Absolutely. And but hold on. It's well-established law, might be changed somewhere down the road, but currently,
Also, if I put a coffee bean in the judge's drink, nothing would happen. It has to be ground down a bit. So no, nothing at all would happen.
it's well-established law that if you're traveling by means of a motor vehicle, you have to have a operator's license.
Actually, the federal codes and all the states.
This is not a federal court, sir. This is not a federal court.
Okay, go back to Florida, right? Shows again, it's another ambiguous statute.
Okay, look, I'm not going to argue this. I've already argued this with you. I've made it clear from day one that your traveling argument dies. It doesn't go anywhere in this court. So stop arguing that. It's not going to get you to where you need to be, which is to resolve these files one way or the other so you can appeal it if you want to. You follow me?
Well, I'm getting very loving to take it, yes.
No, it's not where I want you to take it. It's where you have to take it, because we're not gonna have these same arguments ad infinitum over and over and over again. We're gonna close these files at some point.
Should close the month.
But that's because you want them to, doesn't mean it's gonna happen that way. I'm not gonna dismiss these just because you don't like the way things went down. I don't like the way things went down. But the process has to be followed. As much as I would like to just make this go away, I'm not going to agree with you just to make the case go away.
Really, it's very obvious with the place.
No, it's not. But once again, Mr. Costello, it's obvious to you, but you're not the guy up here in the black robe that's making the decisions. It's obvious to you because that's the only way you can see it. And I get that. Right? I get it. It's your position. You're passionate about your position, but where you're losing it is you just won't accept the fact that I don't agree with you. I'm in charge and it's got to move forward. That's just the reality of it. And once again, man, I hope you appeal it. I hope you make some new law. Good for you.
I mean,
So now we need a trial date.
which I've completed, that's the trial.
But once again, I don't care if you object. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's not being dismissed. That means we have to try it to make it go away. That's the way the process works.
Again, how is one supposed to be, and again, you yourself, and I've watched you in numerous other videos, okay, I've seen you make yourself, you're on TikTok all over the place. And I see the things you say to everyone, it's very obvious, and you yourself has even admitted to saying things the same way. There is no way that I would ever have a fair trial. Any way, shape, or form.
And that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. Once again, just because I happen to agree with the prosecutor or any other party in a case doesn't mean I'm biased against the other party. At any point in time, I've got to make a decision. Somebody's right, somebody's wrong.
That, right, to make it seem like you're not putting this exact notice. The prosecutor and these courts, they work together.
But
all by the state.
Kelly Smith is never wrong. Just everybody agree with that.
Then once again, Mr. Crucell, then you need to
Fritz. I was reading another Smith and I was saying Kelly Fritz. I switched them together. Kelly Fritz is never wrong.
appeal my decision when I told you I was not going to recuse myself. You should have appealed that. But we're not going to keep plowing the same field. I'm going to set a trial date and you're going to be here for trial or I'm going to issue a bench warrant. That I don't know any other way to resolve the file. I've got to resolve these files. You need these files resolved. If you want to appeal me, you got to have a decision to appeal.
Okay.
So, you keep sitting there and say, I'm not going to participate in a trial. At some point, you have to, if you want these to go away. And hear my heart, if I knew of another way to get you to where you want to go, I'd throw that suggestion out there. But once again, I'm not just going to roll over and say, okay, case dismissed, because I don't buy your legal arguments.
Which is, again, wild to me because it's very clearly that this ORV thing is being overly applied because it's not.
But once again, it's clear to you. I just told you I don't agree with you. But you can't accept the fact that I might disagree with you. That's unhealthy. I mean, you can believe I'm wrong. That's okay. But you got to accept the fact.
Judge, can you please speak to a couple people in my life? I need them to hear you. I think you can get the point through.
That I'm in the judgment seat and I've said you're wrong. Then appeal me. That's the way the process works. I understand you think the process is faulty, but that's the process we have. So if you've got some other way to resolve these files, a suggestion, I'm open to hear it. But the only thing I can say
Fitty.
is we got to get a trial scheduled and let the chips fall. And I'd love to have you bring Officer Price in here. Because I told you from the beginning, I believe that inadvertent or not otherwise, the Township of Huron kind of set you up to get the ORV ticket. Because I believe that you've been told in the past that you were okay. I believe that.
100%.
But I can't do anything with it here. Put Price on the stand and he says, I guess I was wrong because I told him he could do that. So what are we going to do? You ready to set a trial?
Leave you with no other option.
There is, I don't know of any other option, Mr. Crisell. I honestly, brother, I don't know of any other option.
Well, I mean, again,
Because I can't keep kicking the can down the road. I mean, I can't have this, I can't retire down the road and still have these open files here. I mean, I'm not doing my job. And I don't think it's doing you any good.
Never retire. Never.
What's it going on? Year and a half now? Closer to 2, coming on 2. No, it was February 24. 24. Yeah. All right. So you want a bench trial? You want a jury trial? All right. You're going to represent yourself? Okay. Let's get a date.
Can you do January 30th, Thursday?
You? What day was it? Thursday? Yes. All right. So you're going to send the prosecutor an email with a specific date for that video you're looking for, or that body cam footage, I should say. Right? Okay. No further motions. We're going to trial. Well, the only other motion I'll entertain now is if it's a discovery motion. Understood, Mr. Crisell? All right. Questions? All right. Good luck.
Real quick, I do believe we're going to do files here in court. Did you guys have?
I'm going to need a little bit of help here because did anybody get the date? Was anybody listening when they asked for the date for the trial? Because I was not listening, but I don't watch Michigan. I mean, I would love to. I miss my judges so much. I miss them all. I really, really miss Judge Giles, but he doesn't, he's still there. I keep seeing cases January 17th. Sounds good to me, Donald. Oh, now I got it January 30th. All right, I'm just going to go here. And if we don't hear it,
24. Yeah. All right. So you want a bench trial? You want a jury trial?
both.
All right. You're going to represent yourself? Okay. Let's get a date.
Jury trial, pro se.
Can you do January 30th?
January
Thursday.
30th. You know who won? Stephanie. Well, so did Drunken because he said Thursday, but not really because Thursday couldn't mean anything. Stephanie, you win the internet for the day. I know, Michael, I have some, but I have all this other stuff. Someone asked me yesterday. for a judge. I can't remember his name. From Weld, Division 16 in Weld. I got him. I got his whole docket today. I will put it on as soon as I can. I also have another clip. How much time do we take? Ooh, it's gonna cut it close for Fleischer, but that's fine because we can do Fleischer on the weekends too. We're still gonna do Judge Fleischer today, guys. Don't worry, don't worry. But Beck sent me this, and it was like last minute. Like I got this at like 3 a.m. and my stream starts at 4:30. Now I know what you're thinking. That's an hour and a half. You have a whole hour and a half and it's only like 15 minutes long. No, to get 15 minutes of content takes me hours. So I'm going to play this and hopefully we can find the correct girl quickly.
To DC Zachary Conley versus Athena Couch.
Well,
Today is Monday, November 25th,
I 100. Oh no, this is the right clip. I'm good.
2024 at 10:31 a.m.
Court will note the appearance of Mr. Kelly on behalf of the plaintiff, defendant appearing in pro per. This matter is before the court on the defendant's motion. In this matter, it appears from the motion that it's for reconsideration. Ms. Couch, you can proceed with your motion.
Okay. I have filed this motion for a reconsideration of the parenting time given to the plaintiff. I don't believe the current order is in the best interest of the minor children, Amelia Margaret Conley and Evelyn Ann Conley. The plaintiff and his family's primary concern is money and control. In an effort to avoid paying child support, attorney Michael Kelly stated the plaintiff.
Oh my God, that's my dad's name. Speaking of my dad, Christmas is coming up and I don't know where to get these. I don't have a link. This is not a sponsored thing or anything, but you see this snowflake ornament? If I look through it in the light, there's my dad. My daughter got me this and my dad's picture's in it. And anytime I'm here and I want to see my dad, I got some great lights here and I can just see my dad. So Christmas is coming up. And I know all of you have lost people this year. All of you have, because I hear it every day. Get one of these for everybody, because I don't know where. I'm not Googling it. You can Google yourself or don't. That's completely up to you. Do not at all send me a DM asking me where to get these. I swear to, I don't know where you get them. Use the internet. But it's one of the best things I own and it's always right here. So yeah. Beck, is this the girl or is this the girl? It's either, I want to make sure I get the right girl. Is it this the girl? Hold on guys, we got to wait for Beck to help me out. I was at 49 seconds. Let me go back to 49 seconds. That's good enough. 52 seconds. I'm going to press play until she tells me.
Who have been under my supervision and care their entire life. It is, apart from weekend visitation with grandparents.
I think it's her.
I wholeheartedly and unconditionally love my children. And I made it abundantly clear I did not want to put my children in daycare. I believe that having a positive parental figure is important for the development of children ages infant to preschool. To encourage an appropriate, safe, and consistent environment. I have stated in this motion how I aspire to feed the minor children healthy foods, more specifically nourishment for their bodies. Both of my children are in the 90th percentile for their height, and no one has mentioned how smart the children are. I, the defendant, have been reading books to the children since they were a week old, and we read books before bedtime and before nap time. They also know an abundant.
Sugar, speaking of reading books, remember a couple of days ago we had that the Welsh lady who read books online so you could just fall asleep. I subscribed, but I can't remember her name, right? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I try to pay attention, but I don't. So Terry Ham sent me this one too. I have a story that reads books that you can just listen to. I'm gonna put the link in chat. That way, if people who have problems sleeping, go there, and you'll love it. You'll love it. You'll thank Terry forever. Welsh Lady reads. Yes, yeah, yep. Okay, I have to go to 16. Oh. Oh, it's this lady. Good enough.
That there was an order for custody and parenting time back on March 22nd or 21st, 2022. So how are you saying that there's no paperwork
His parenting time was taken because of that.
taken?
Yes.
That's awesome. Let's do it again. 20 seconds.
Well, ma'am, you say that he has nothing in this matter that gives him any rights, but the court does note that there was an order for custody and parenting time back on March 22nd or 21st, 2022. So how are you saying that there's no paperwork
His parenting time was taken because of that.
taken?
That's awesome. That's just awesome. Man. Thank you, Brian. Thank you very much, Brian. We love you. We always will. Okay. Speaking of tooken, let's go to Judge Fleischer.
Baez, Noah, come on up.
Take your hands out of your pocket.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
I throwed that goat.
Okay. Ms. Biza, probable cause has already been found on your cases. You now know we mean business. We're not here to play games. We take bond conditions extremely serious. And when you don't, and when you flaunt the rules, we have jails here for you. I'm now making it a condition of your bond that you're not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm now going to put a scram ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol at any time. Be careful what you put in your body. I don't care what you come up here saying that you have that made it go positive. I don't care if it's makeup.
Ladies, please listen. Please listen to what he just said, okay?
Hair dye, a tequila lollipop, cakes, candies, foods, gums, whatever it may be. You test positive, I'm going to put you in, and this time I will triple, if not quadruple the bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
No alcohol, no drugs. You're going to be randomly tested. You'll also have this scram ankle monitor. No going to any bars, clubs, places that 51% or more of alcohol is sold. Do you understand? I'm gonna have you sign a reset, and then we're gonna have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll wait for your lawyer to get here, and then we'll have a speak with him, and that's it.
All right, Judge, next is page 10, Fuentes, come on up.
See, her voice is fine.
Did we put a,
Victoria's voice is fine.
Lisa, did we put a GPS as well? Yeah.
GPS with a 9 to 6 a.m. curfew.
Do it, yeah.
And I saw the no drivers as well, Judge.
Yeah. Okay, Vic, what page?
Page 10.
Not me.
Rosalba Fuentes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fuentes, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes,
No.
Judge. On November 17th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a residence in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a past assault. The officer made contact with the victim, who stated that
I do have to put a warning in here about this. So I wasn't watching court. I was watching chat. So I don't know when it happens. I think it was near the beginning. That's why I'm warning you now. The judge yells at some point. I didn't hear it. I don't know what he said or to who. All I know is everybody in chat was like, oh my gosh, that scared me. Blah, blah, blah. So you're about to get a jump scare at some point, unless I don't play that part today. Who knows?
he was separated from the defendant and had been staying at a different location for the time being, and that on that day, the defendant, he told the defendant he was going to come by the residence to pick up his firearm. The CW, the complainant, said that while they were inside the residence, the defendant handed him an empty firearm box. However, she was holding the firearm in her hand with a holster. The
Anybody know who
complainant
that
said
is
the
right there?
defendant did not threaten with or point the firearm at him, but would not give him the firearm, so he decided to leave, and she blocked him at the front door.
Your voice is.
The complainant stated that he then decided to leave through the garage, at which time the defendant blocked him again, and the complainant said he was finally able to leave, and then grabbed the firearm from the defendant, who then struck him in the right side of his face with her hand. The complainant informed the officer that he felt pain.
Okay. And I think if you said that they were on the outs,
Nobody
right?
knows
I
who this
apologize.
As far
person
as
is.
Yes, they were separate.
relationship, it's on the outs?
Yeah, they were
It's this
separate.
guy
Okay.
right here.
Ms. Fuentes, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. There is a protective order that has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file additional charges against you. They'll file a violation of protective order and then it'll go sideways real quick. I'm ordering you not to have any contact with this person, not to be in possession of weapons. As long as you can abide by these conditions, you and I will be fine. Otherwise, I'm going to lock you up. All I wanted to do is protect my county, and I'll do it however any means.
Really? Ain't nobody knows who this person is back here. Nobody? It's Steven. He's the bailiff. He's here all the time. However, for some reason, all day in chat today, they kept saying Steven's not here. Steven's not here. Steven's not here. Yeah, he's literally right there, people. He's been there the whole time.
You understand? Okay. Do you mind filing no contact and no weapons?
Yes, sir.
What do you do for a living, Ms. Fuentes?
Excuse me,
What do you do for a living?
I'm a provider. I take care of my mom.
You do what?
I'm a health.
So home health care.
Yes, sir.
And how much money do you make from that?
I work 29 hours a week.
On average, how much are you making today?
Monthly, like 200.
Do you have any children? Do you have any other
No,
sources
sir.
of income? Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me see. I have one already. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and grant it. I'm gonna have you speak with Victoria. We're gonna have you sign a reset. After that, I'll have you take your seat in the drawer box. Remember, if he calls you, don't answer the phone. If he texts you, do not reply. If he comes to your house, don't open the door. You're not to go within the address listed in this order for protection. If you do, you're gonna end up in jail. And I don't know who you have in your life, but if I make your bond 10,000 and you don't have anyone to pony up that kind of money, you'll be stuck like Chuck in there until this thing is over with. So
Yes, sir.
take care when you're out there.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Understand.
please.
Thank you.
This is a good place for a public service announcement. Birthday cards to the judge. Operation Birthday Cards to the Judge is in full force. So far, he has what? 5 guys. So KS was the first one to send out a card. Martha sent out a card. Yay, Martha. Bill sent a picture of a card he was thinking about, but I don't know if he sent it. Linus also showed a picture of a card thinking of. Bill also sent a picture of a felony. And I know that Drunken Smurfs actually filled out a card, took a picture of it, and put it in the correct channel on on Discord like he was supposed to. John the Beagle dad also sent out a card. Guys, get your cards. Get a birthday card for the judge and mail it to him. And then let me know in Discord under Send the Big J a Birthday Card channel that you sent it. Take a picture of it. Or let me know. Yeah, you can email it. You can email him a card. But you have to email Victoria. And I'm saying the names of everybody who sent a card so that we can shame everybody who didn't. Charlotte also sent him a card.
All right, Judge page 18, Martinez.
Oh, wait, I need more instructions, I see. In Discord, there's a channel called Send the Big J a Birthday Card. His birthday is in December. No, I don't know what day. No, it doesn't matter. Just send it now and he'll get it. What if it's December 1st? We don't know. Send him a card. And if it comes a little after his birthday, that's fine. It doesn't matter the date. The date doesn't matter. So don't nobody ask me no questions about no dates. Now is the time. Go buy a card. Fill it out. No, you don't have to put your actual address on there or your actual name. You just get a card. Fill out the address. The address is pinned in that channel. Send the Big J a birthday card. It's also in all the photos of everybody else who has filled out a card. So you can get the address there. Or you can go to his website and you can get the address there. Or you can scroll up and Send the Big J a birthday card chat. You can get the address there. All you got to do is take 5 minutes out of your life and send him a birthday card. Oh, and a Hanukkah card. Go for it. And if you don't, we're keeping track of all the names. Let's just say. I'm hard judging anybody who doesn't. If you live in a different country and the price of sending a birthday card is ridiculous, then send me a DM and I will send the birthday card. The birthday card for you. It only costs me a couple cents. Or send an email. That's free. I would hope that not everybody uses email though, because that's cheating. Send them a freaking birthday card.
Dominic, come on up.
Dominic Martinez.
He's going to be 50.
Mr. Martinez, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Oh. Looks like he just picked up a DWI.
Yes, Judge.
He's been on bond for an assault of a family member, and now he picked up a DWI second.
It was just filed on the 21st of this.
Going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
Probable cause on the DWI or?
Yeah.
On November 21st of 2024, the officer observed a motor vehicle traveling eastbound in Harris County, Texas, weaving in and out of its lane. The officer observed the vehicle to cross over the traffic line dividers with its driver's side.
I will send one from you right today, and it's going to be epic. Although Charlotte's was epic. Bonjour. Charlotte's was Beetlejuice. Yes. And when you open it, the Beetlejuice worm comes out. So the judge is going to love Charlotte's card.
Tires, and the officer then ran the vehicle's license plate through NCIC and observed the registration to be expired as of September 2024. The traffic stop was initiated and the officer made contact with the driver, the defendant. The officer was handed a Texas ID, not a driver's license, and upon researching this, the officer found that the driver's license of the defendant was not eligible and that he had an outstanding warrant. Furthermore, the officer noted the prevalent odor of an alcoholic beverage emanating from inside the vehicle and the officer observed droopy eyelids and the defendant to have poor coordination in looking for his wallet. Defendant was removed from his vehicle, and the officer further noted slurred speech, red, glassy, watery, bloodshot eyes, and the smell of a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage. The officer noted that the defendant's speech was also very dry and that the defendant had cotton mouth, and the officer observed the defendant burp and could smell furthermore odor of an alcoholic beverage, even more prevalent. The defendant stated he was coming from a local bar where he had consumed 3 Michelob Ultra beers when asked about the smell of alcohol, and the defendant stated that he had been drinking and told the officer, "Take me, I'll take it, that's fine," referring to him being taken to jail. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 6 out of 6.
Come on. He can't say Michelob, and now he's saying taken. It's tooken. Tooken.
And walk and turn was not performed as the defendant began arguing with the officer, stating that he was falsely accused last time he did the test. The defendant refused to use an imaginary line and further refused the testing. DIC was read, and the defendant refused. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
Was this an open to be? Was he on bond for this case, for the assault, and he pick up a DWI? Had we put conditions on him not to consume? Had we done anything with the assault and then he pick up a DWI?
The assault family member was a 2B for a few months. There was an open warrant for a few months before he posted bond.
Martinez, let's go through some of your history here. Since 21 DWI, interference, another DWI, and now in 24, another assault and another DWI. I want you to do, and I want you to understand something and hear me clear, Mr. Martinez. I will do everything in my power to protect my county at all cost. Take note, because I'm putting a whole host of conditions on you now, and if I find that you violate this, I will deem you a public danger, put you in jail, and make your bond so high you will have teeth falling out. Do you understand? You are not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what is going on in your life. Do not drive. If you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car.
Yes.
Tell me about the assault, please.
Yes, Judge. So for the assault, the complainant and the defendant are in a dating relationship, and on September 28th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to a physical disturbance in Harris County, Texas, where the officer spoke with the complainant, who stated that she and the defendant began to argue. The complainant stated she wanted to leave, and while walking out, the defendant struck her with an open hand to her right cheek. The complainant stated she fell to the ground. The complainant then went to her car, saying she was going to call 911. The defendant followed her, asking if she was really calling 911, before then fleeing the scene. The officer observed the complainant's cheek to be red and swollen.
Alcohol a factor? Do you know?
There's no allegations, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I am now ordering you not to drive, and I'm giving you a curfew. I'm giving you a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. that you're not allowed to go out. On one ankle, I will put a GPS monitor. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a scram monitor so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. You violate any of these conditions, life will not go well for you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Can you file orders for
But life is going so well for him now, Judge.
a guardian interlock? I am also now ordering you not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock. We are sending notice to DPS now. So if you're caught driving a vehicle and it doesn't have an interlock on it, every officer will know about it, and hopefully they will put you into custody. If not, somehow, my magic ball, I will find it, and I'm going to find you, and it's not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes.
We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'll first have you swear to us that you're not going to get into a car, sign a reset with Victoria, and then you'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. Don't pick up a third case.
Are you doing the more?
Oh, that's right, yeah. Come back.
Yes, but are you
I
master
forgot.
of your
Yes, and
domain?
Graham, how long would you like for those?
Today.
Today.
With the assault case, I am entering what's called a magistrate's order for emergency protection that identifies Ms. Gonzalez as a protected individual. You cannot commit family violence or an assault against this person. Commit an act in furtherance of an offense under section 42.07 of the Texas Penal Code, which is the stalking statute. You cannot threaten, harass, use another person to communicate a threat or harassing behavior. You cannot go within 200 feet of where she lives, where she works.
She's not fiance now, sir. And now, so now.
Not
just
have any
move-
contact with
just
her
move.
until
Get
I
my
know that she does. So I'm gonna have her, if she's here, we can have her talk to the DAs.
I can get her here. That's fine.
Just, I don't want you to say anything, Mr. Martinez. You're in enough as it is now. Just don't. Until I know that she wants to have
We live
contact
together
with
now,
you.
so that's why I want to know, do I need to get my stuff today and go?
I'm entering this order for protection today. You cannot go back at this point until I know that they have contact with her. I mean, we have a full house today. Here in a
I just
bit,
don't want to, yeah, I don't want to mess up. That's why I asked. Okay.
in a bit, I can have them reach
Oh, Bobby, I'm very, very good.
out to her to see what her position is.
Yes.
But regardless, I want you to understand, no threatening or harassing contact.
No,
What
no.
is threatening or harassing doesn't matter what you think, it's what she perceives. So is that threatening, harassing? It is. So be careful. All right, I'll have you sign all the documents and then we'll just have you take a seat in the jury box. THA.
All right, Judge, next is a Spanish arraignment, page 28.
Okay. Is that,
I have one as well.
okay, okay, come on.
It is Tiburcio Nazario.
I am never, never, never mean to Fozzie.
Say page 28.
And there's the hero of the day. John's here. Hey, John, you're late. Guess what I played for the first hour? Guess. I played that clip you sent me, and it was amazing. It was great. I think we had a great time. We had an okay time. We had a time. But thank you, John. That was awesome, awesome, awesome.
Are you? Shh. Are you Eduardo Tiburcio Nazario?
Yes.
So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
Yes, Judge. Officer was dispatched to meet Houston Fire Department call. Houston Fire Department advised the defendant was observed sitting in a moving lane of traffic in the driver's seat of the vehicle. Houston Fire Department further advised the defendant had open and closed containers of alcohol in a cooler. The defendant admitted to drinking and driving, and a real witness observed the defendant driving.
So he actually has alcohol in the car while he's driving?
Your Honor, it's in a cooler. I don't know where the cooler is at this time. I can look into that in a moment. And the defendant was observed to have slurred speech, red bloodshot eyes, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, in addition to swaying side to side. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN, 6 out of 6. Walk and turn, 7 out of 8. One leg stand, 4 out of 4. The DIC was red, and the defendant consented to draft. The results were 0.125, 0.120.
Sir, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
She's not a citizen. He does not have a driver's license.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Nazario?
El Nazario.
Voy a dejar mi familia.
I would leave my family.
What else?
Cuatro
¿Y qué
niñas,
más? And I have 4 children.
trabajo,
I work.
mi trabajo.
I want you to understand that immigration sweeps the jail on a daily basis, sir. And if immigration finds you in custody, they're going to put a detainer on you and you will remain in custody until this case is over with and then shipped off to immigration.
Tooken.
If you do not want that to
Tooken.
happen, do not violate any of the conditions that I set on you now. You do not have a Texas driver license, therefore you are not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond, as well as not consuming alcohol or illegal drugs or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming alcohol, if I find even so much that you drive, I
No.
will put you in jail. And if you are
Token.
unlucky enough, you're
Learn
going to be there
English.
for an extremely long time. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes.
Imagine if you go to jail for 6 to 8 months, who's going to take care of the wife and the kids? Probably someone you don't like. Consider that when you're out there in the free world.
Allá en la carretera.
You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with them and they will tell you when you have to come back to court. If they tell me that they cannot get a hold of you because you're playing games, likewise, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. I'm not asking much. I'm just asking you to follow the law.
La ley.
So I will have you come up here, swear to us you're not going to drive. I'll have you sign the reset with Victoria. You'll get with your bond conditions with Miss Felicia, and then you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Have a good week.
Judge, next financial arraignment is page 16. Leon, come on up.
Hey, how many do we have Spanish?
3 in total.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor. How are you today?
Señor, yo
So
soy
these
su
are for a
intérprete.
second, Your Honor.
Más al frente, conteste a voz alta, por favor.
Carlos Leon.
A los de
Yes.
Mr. Leon, you're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you.
Podría ser
You have the right to have an attorney present.
el derecho a
If you
tener
cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
un nombrará.
Yes, Judge. The officer conducted a traffic stop in Harris
I
County,
don't
Texas.
know.
After observing the
Lower your voices. We're talking in the back.
traffic stop was conducted
Se hizo
after an
después
officer
que los
observed the
oficiales
defendant
observaron el
had an
acusado
expired
que tenía
registration
unas placas
and
vencidas
was impeding
y
traffic.
estaba impidiendo tráfico.
Upon contact,
Al
the
hacer
officers observed
contacto, los
watery,
oficiales
bloodshot
observaron
eyes,
los ojos rojizos,
strong odor of an alcoholic
un
beverage,
fuerte bebida
and
de
disorientation.
olor de bebida
The
alcohólica,
officer
estaba
asked to
alterado.
conduct standard
El
field
oficial
sobriety
hizo
tests. The
pruebas de
defendant
campo.
initially consented,
El
but then withdrew
acusado
consent.
inicialmente dio permiso,
The
pero después
DIC was
retiró su
read
permiso. Le
and
dieron
I'm telling you, Julie's gonna be stoked. Yes. Hi, Julie. Julie's our commenter of all videos.
was consented to.
derecho a
The results,
And
permiso
username.
point
oral.
135 and point
Aliento,
136.
resultados 1.3 y
And
1.5.
how long?
Expired registration and he was
Porque la
impeding
parada
traffic.
placas
Harry.
vencidas, estaba impidiendo el tráfico.
Honored. Viper, arbitrary ejections. Popeville. And the other Terry.
Okay, Mr. Leon, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
Ciudadano de Estados Unidos.
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to jail, Mr. Leon?
Irme para mi país.
He'll have to go to my country.
You're going to sit in custody for about 8 to 9 months waiting for that to happen.
Meses esperando.
Don't violate these conditions. Otherwise, I'm going to lock you up. If I find that you're a danger to my public, I have only one place for you.
Thank you to all of our lurkers out there. Thank you so much.
I'm ordering you now not to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. I'm putting a restriction that you're not to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock. Since you don't have a license, you're not allowed to drive. You will take a portable handheld device with you everywhere you go to prove to us that you're not consuming alcohol. Likewise, you will go to jail. You drive, Then you're looking at another additional.
You got Treasure X. Oh my God. That's awesome. Treasure, you got a membership. All right. Listen, I don't want you to ever, ever, ever spend a dime you don't have. So I'm not asking you to spend money. Please don't spend any money if you don't want to, if you don't have it, or anything like that. Okay? I'm not asking you to. I we, I'll do this myself. However, I want to do this, but I don't want to do this because I don't want you guys to think you have to spend money. You don't. You absolutely do not have to spend money. Okay? I mean it. I absolutely mean it. But that is $50. This $50 bill, I'm going to keep it right here, goes to any of us who gets Sue green. Sue, do not go green. Okay. Unless Sue goes green by herself. Sue, if you want to go green by yourself, you do it. But if anybody ever gets, just one time, not ever. If anybody here ever gets Sue Gray green, I'm sending you $50 because we keep trying so hard to get Sue green and she's not. So, yeah, we've asked that many times, over and over and over again. She swears that she has it. $50 to anybody who can finally hit Sue.
Up to 6 months in jail every time you drive, Mr. Alone. This life is a short one. It's not fun to spend 6 months in a box. So heed this warning. You will not get another one. You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with him, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court.
Cuando tiene que regresar a la corte.
I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I will get you to Victoria where you will sign a reset. After that, you'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions. Then you are free to go. Counsel, please admonish him accordingly as bond conditions. I don't want to have to.
Sue, you know what you could do? Turn gifting off. Log out. You don't have to do it now, whenever. Log out. Make sure you're logged out. Log back in, turn gifting back on.
Lock him up. Okay. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Leon.
Right, Judge, next is page 12, Gonzalez, Guillermo.
Yeah, so
Hi, Sylvia.
This one's for.
Got it. And what's the last name?
Page 12, Gonzalez.
This is the one that you approached on a while ago, right?
When you log out, make sure that you close YouTube completely. Swipe it closed. Reboot your phone. I don't care.
He's finding out.
That was in ICE custody.
Got it. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez Pena. Good morning.
Buenos días.
I'm going to tell you now that of all the people that get sent to immigration,
Thank you, Terry.
I can
Thank
count on
you.
one hand
Una mano.
those that are able to get out of ICE custody. You are now out. Make the most of it. Because I'm going to tell you, you probably paid quite a bit just to get out. If you violate these conditions, if the immigration judge deems that you're a danger to the public, they're going to yank that bond and you will go back into immigration custody and you're not going to get another one. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will also sign an affidavit that you're not to drive. If you do not have a Texas driver license and liability
Nice
insurance,
try,
then you are
Terry.
not to drive.
Whoever does finally ever get Sue is going to have so much BDE here. It's so funny.
As long as you can abide by these conditions and you remain in contact with Sylvia, we will all be happy. Our primary concern is public safety. That's all we're concerned about. If you violate that, same thing's going to happen to you.
Drunken, thank you.
I'm gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive. I'll get you to Victoria to sign a reset. After that, we'll get to you, Felicia, for your bond conditions, and after that, you guys are free to go. Okay?
Thank you, Ana.
Thanks. All right, guys, take care. Yes, ma'am.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
All right, Judge, next is. Spanish speaker, page 17, Maldonado, come on up.
Lurker,
Are you
thank
Gracie
you.
Patricia Maldonado Varela?
Yes.
Ma'am, you're charged with assault of a family member. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, man.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
On November 18th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to an assault in progress to a residence in Harris County, Texas. The complainant stated that he had been in a 2-year dating relationship with the defendant, but that he is not married to the defendant. The complainant further stated that they do reside together. The complainant stated that he arrived at the apartment complex to drop off his brother, then met with a witness who arrived, who parked her vehicle next to his at the apartment complex. The complainant got into the passenger side of the witness's vehicle as the witness sat in the driver's side, and he observed the defendant in their white Chevrolet pickup approaching the parking lot. The complainant got out of the witness's vehicle after observing the defendant's facial expressions. The defendant blocked the witness's vehicle with her white pickup, then stepped out of her vehicle. The defendant approached the complainant and open hand slapped the left side of his face, causing him to feel pain. The defendant then grabbed a hold of the front collar of the complainant's black t-shirt and used force to pull it forward, causing her to rip it as it rubbed on the left and right side of his neck. The defendant then struck the complainant's chest with a closed fist. The complainant stated that he did not feel pain when his chest was struck, and the complainant stated that the defendant's behavior hurt him more.
That's it? Okay. Do you have the rip done? Do we know what he wants?
The rip has not been done, Your Honor, and I could reach out to Conrad, see if he can complete it.
Okay. Ms. Maldonado, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sí, tengo caso con migración, pero
Yes, I have an immigration case, but
no,
Yes or no?
sí o no?
no.
No.
If you go to jail
Si usted va a la
and
cárcel,
immigration finds you in the jail, they will put a detainer on you and you will sit in custody until this case is done. And then you will be shipped off to immigration without the ability to get out.
en la habilidad de poder salir,
That is what you have waiting for you if you end up back in custody.
esa.
I'm putting conditions on your bond now, ma'am, and if I find that you violate these conditions, if I find that you're a danger to my public, then I'm gonna put you in custody. And if you're unlucky enough, you're gonna be there for a very long time until
Tiempo.
who knows when.
Habrá Dios
Do
cuando
you understand?
lo entiende. Sí.
You are not to have contact with this person.
Exacto, con esta-
I'm ordering you not to have any kind of contact with him and not to be in possession of any weapons. A protective order has been issued in this case. You need to get to know it because if you violate the protective order, the state will file additional cases and additional charges against you.
casos.
And then it really goes bad extremely quick. How old are you, ma'am?
¿Qué edad tiene usted, señora?
28 años.
28 years old.
How the heck do you buy one membership and hit Charlotte? That was awesome. That was epic. Thank you, Linus. All right, hold on. Darkest, thank you so much. Hold on. I don't know. I don't know if Sue got it because I was looking at something else and then my phone rang. And that's not it. Hold on, guys. Did Sue get it? That's not it. Oh wait, my son's playing. Sorry. Play the video.
What do you do for a living, ma'am?
Thank you.
Ama de casa.
I'm a housewife.
Do you have any kind of income?
¿Tiene algún tipo de ingreso?
No.
No.
Do you have children?
¿Y tiene hijos?
Sí.
Yes.
How many children do you have?
¿Cuántos tiene? Two.
Tengo 4, pero 2 en Honduras y 2 aquí.
I have 4, but 2 are in Honduras and 2 are
Dos.
here.
Menores de 4 años.
And
Aquí.
2 are under 4 years old, right here.
Okay. Did you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, ma'am?
¿Quiere entonces aplicar para un abogado de planta, señora?
Sí, uno de oficio.
Yes.
All right. Let me see. I have one already, actually. So I'm going to have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then
Every single penny I get, which is not as much as you guys gave me. I only get like 50% of that, maybe. Every single penny I get when this YouTube pays this out, I'm going to buy gift memberships with it. Don't worry. We'll get you, Sue.
we will have you take a seat in the jury box.
Yeah.
Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. And ma'am, heed this warning. You will not get another one. Don't become a danger to my public.
That was a good try.
Público.
Okay.
Okay? Come on.
Did anybody even ask Sue
No.
if she wanted this?
I've been able to reach the CW. So Stacy. No, I'm telling her that she can't. Leave. She cannot have contact.
All you new members, if you watch this members only video that I'm posting right now, you will be both scarred for life and entertained. It's a members only video. So watch at your own risk.
All right, Judge, page 29, Torres, come on up.
And you're right.
Oh, I see it now.
No contact, no weapons.
So apparently people on this chat don't understand what the word shun means, because I've asked them to shun somebody before and they refused to, and then they secretly texted them.
They Xed out the no contact portion in the Spanish part. I'm sorry, in the order for protection. I need a new one, please. Yeah.
Yes, but
Can we
I
follow
don't
me?
think
We need-
Sue has ever been green. Anna, Sue, have you ever once been green?
a new one.
Security?
You can do it.
I didn't give you.
So
a
don't worry
warning.
about it. We can reuse this one.
Desde a voz alta.
Okay. Apellido, por favor.
Torres Guardado.
Page 29.
Thanks. Okay, Mr. Torres, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Because you've already watched it.
The officer observed the defendant run a red light and a traffic stop was conducted. The officer observed signs of intoxication, namely a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage
Oh, that would
and red watery eyes.
That would have broke our chat. That would have broke the internet.
Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN, 6 out of 6. Walk and turn, 8 out of 8. 1 leg stand, 4 out of 4. The DIC was red and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.190 and 0.199.
Can you run his NCIC to see if he has any priority to the eyes, please?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Torres, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
País con o sin permiso. Without permission.
You go to jail and immigration finds you, they're going to put an immigration detainer on you and you will remain in custody until these proceedings are over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration without the ability to bond out. If you do not want that to happen, do not violate these conditions. You do not have a Texas driver license, therefore you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand? Mr. Torres, I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is. If Mother Teresa needs a ride to church, I don't care. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing and you can be facing up to 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I am also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and you will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming alcohol and I don't care where.
Linus, I can't marry you now because now you broke. You broke. You gambled all your money away. You broke. I can't marry you. I need my woman with money. Thank you, Linus.
From, likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have been given one warning before. This is your second case here now. You're not, and you will be not, you're not going to get any more warnings. Do you understand?
Yes.
Did you want to add something? Okay. We are going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive any vehicles. I will have you sign a reset. And then after that, you'll get with Felicia for your bond conditions. And then after that, you're free to go. When you come back, please have a lawyer. Okay.
Next Spanish arraignment.
Ay, ay, ay.
Page 25,
You said,
Ramirez.
caramba la bamba.
Who was free with attorney.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's, how many more do we have?
Ramirez?
Okay. What page?
25, Ramirez.
Good morning, Ms. Ramirez.
Hi, good morning.
Ms. Ramirez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Thank
Going to
you.
do probable cause, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. The officer was dispatched to a driver while intoxicated. As the officer observed, the defendant failed to maintain a single lane, drive 20 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. Traffic stop was conducted. The officer observed signs of intoxication, namely strong odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle, and the defendant gave inconsistent answers as to how many drinks she had prior to driving. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, HGN 4 out of 6, walk and turn 4 out of 8, and one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to breath. The results were 0.08 and 0.08.
So you said all she had was an odor of alcohol? Anything? Or
Yes, Your Honor, there was a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage from the vehicle and on the person. And then she gave inconsistent answers. She did state she had consumed drinks prior to driving, just inconsistent as to how many. And the officer also observed a failure to maintain a single lane, as well as her driving below the speed limit, 20 miles below the speed limit.
All right, Ms. Ramirez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have are you a citizen of the United States, ma'am?
No, sir.
Are you in this country with or without permission, ma'am?
I had it, but not no more.
You know what happens if you go to jail? What happens?
Go to immigration then.
I'm sorry?
The immigration will take me to Mexico.
Right.
Oh, come on, Michael.
Do you
You
have
got this,
any clue
Michael.
how long
Come
you
on,
will sit
Michael.
in jail waiting for that to happen?
No, sir.
Michael, please.
You're so behind, you will probably
want
sit
you
in
to win.
custody for about
I
9
want you to
months,
win.
perhaps more, waiting for any of that to happen. And if you want to bond out from an immigration jail, 15 grand, 20
Thank you,
grand,
Michael.
just don't violate these conditions. That's all we're asking. Don't drive. You don't have a license, do you?
No, I don't.
You're not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive.
I had my driver's license before. I had it.
She had a driver's license, Your Honor, just she couldn't
It's
renew it.
gone.
Correct.
You don't have one now. Just because you had one 5 years ago, 2 years ago, if you don't have one now, you can't drive. Doesn't matter. If you show me that you have a valid Texas driver license, I'm well, we'll happily let you drive, but until you do, you can't drive. Can you run your license, Alex, please?
Yes,
Do you mind?
I'm
And
showing that it says eligible on our end.
Do you have a license?
License, driver
A
license.
Texas driver license?
I had it, not at this moment. Well, it's not valid, but
Thank you.
I had it before.
It expired, Your Honor. It wasn't taken away from her for any violation or anything. She just
No.
couldn't renew it.
Right.
No, they're showing it's valid,
Thank
but
you.
I don't know. I wouldn't get into a car unless you 100% know that you do, and I would probably call DPS to find out, okay? Because if you go out there and you start driving and you get pulled over, officers will see that you're charged with DWI. It could be a recipe for disaster. So you have to know 100% before you do it.
Have you ever seen someone who's constantly in chat get missed like this before? Ever? Have we ever seen this before?
Or not. I'll give you the number to the driver license division where to call, but that's what I would do. So I'm going to order you not to drive unless you have a valid license and insurance. Though.
Scary.
You must also have insurance as well before you start driving.
I always have it with me.
And Judge, just to confirm what counsel said, on the driver's license I have, it says the expiration date is November 22nd, 2009. So it does appear it's just expired, but it's not due to any suspension or anything like that.
So it's expired.
It's expired. So
Okay, yeah, then you can't drive. Here, for what it's worth, I will give you this number. You can call them. Perhaps they can tell you how to get it back if you can. If you show me that you have it and you can get it, I'll take this off. Okay?
Hey,
But don't drink. I am ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to randomly test you. Do you understand? Alex. Any prior to guys?
No prior, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, Ms. Ramirez, you have a lawyer. Good job having a lawyer. I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with him and he'll tell you when you have to come back to court.
Okay.
If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're not responding to his phone calls, I will issue a warrant. So just don't drink.
Make sure you have gifting turn on if you're watching right now, but it's fine. That's the members only video that I posted a link for all you new members. Just prepare yourself. Don't let the kids in the room when you watch that one, okay?
Don't use drugs and don't drive until you have a license. And then we're all happy. Okay? Okay, please. We'll have you sign this, sign that, then that, and then you guys are good.
Alright, Judge, next is page 7, Daniels, come on up.
Thank you. You are Dante Daniels.
Sir.
Mr. Daniels is charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. The officer was dispatched to a single vehicle crash in Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer only saw record drivers on scene and asked where the driver of the vehicle was. A witness, a record driver, pointed out the defendant, and the officer observed the defendant walking away from the scene of the accident. The officer asked how the crash occurred, and the defendant stated he was driving and did not realize the street was a dead end. The defendant also had the car key fob in his pocket, and while speaking to the defendant, the officer noticed an odor of an alcoholic beverage. The defendant admitted to drinking at a nearby bar, and standard field sobriety tests were conducted. HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 3 out of 8, one leg stand 2 out of 4. The DIC was read and breath was consented to. The results were 0.123 and 0.125.
Mr. Daniels, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to the case. Do you have a valid Texas driver license, sir?
Yes, sir.
License. Do you have valid liability insurance in your name? Then you're not allowed to drive. I'm making that a condition of your bond until you have, at the very minimum, liability insurance. If you can get it and you show me that you have it, I'll take this restriction off. As it stands, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of illegal drugs, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. You are on a very serious felony probation. Once they learn about this, it's just a matter of a while before they file a felony warrant, and then you're really gonna be maybe deep, you know what? Did you see? He's on the bird.
Yes, Judge, I've already notified the felony prosecutor.
Stretch Pig, if you're watching, come into chat. We need more of you. Okay, I need to find the pretty hair
I'm
person
gonna have you come up here, swear to us that you're not gonna drive until you have.
so that we can hear the judge yell. So I remember the pretty hair person. There. So we're going to watch the pretty hair person. Then we're going to listen to the judge yell. And then that's it. That'll be the end of the stream.
Chisholm still on,
Yeah, she's still here.
I have her last fugitive.
Got it. Okay. Give me a second, James. I'm
Sure,
gonna
Judge,
have
want me
you-
to be on standby?
Yeah, please. Ms. Chisholm.
Ms. Burnett.
Took in the butt.
Hey, did you ever get her, Morgan? Because Eric's been waiting forever. We need to get him done and out of here.
Pretty hair.
On Gracia? Yeah. Did you get a response? Is he unopposed?
Let me check with her, Judge. I will go ask her.
Ms. Oko,
Judge, I'm here.
who do we have here?
Naomi Burnett.
Burnett. Hi, Ms. Burnett.
Hello.
Okay, so it looks like you're wanted somewhere. I don't know where.
One out of Rutherford County, Tennessee. One was issued out on September 9th, 2024. For 3 charges: theft of property, 60,000 to 250,000, and identity theft of at least 10 counts, and a fraudulent use of
Oh.
60,000 to $250,000. I
Whoa.
will obviously be opposed to a bond. She already waived November 20th.
Does she have an open local as well?
No, Judge.
Why did it get reset so much?
I do not know. Well, it's carried over.
Oh, it's carried. Okay. Ms. Oko,
Judge, so Ms. Burnett just told me that she's a victim of identity theft. So she's believing that this is just stemming up from someone else using her identity to do different things that she has no, and she did write a report on this, I believe, a few weeks before this charge came down on her.
so you're telling me that the felony capias and the 60,000 to 250,000 theft of property and the 10 count identity theft, the fraudulent use of a debit card of 60,000 to 250,000, all that was someone else?
Yes, Judge, that's what I'm being told. Ms. Burnett, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yes, so last year I already filed a police report against Cash's bond. He stole my social security number and he used it to open up an electricity bill in my name. And I also have other charges against him regarding burglary of an habitation. He broke into my house and stole my phone and he stole money from me. And he also put his hands on me. So I'm guessing these charges are from him. I've never been to Tennessee before in my life.
I was, and I drank with.
How do we verify that?
Yes, I did.
I've never been to Tennessee.
No, well, I mean, the problem is that, you know, a lot of people tell me something, right, when in fact the sky's blue instead of purple. People come in here, tell me, yeah, the sky's purple.
Very
Man,
kinky.
this pig was blue. And what? Pigs are pink. Yeah, man, this pig was blue. You gotta believe it.
I have proof of being in Houston on those dates, whatever dates they're saying.
Okay, so I guess, I mean, I could have you get with the lawyer somehow, you guys. I mean, we've given you a lawyer. She's here to help you out in whatever manner that they can. I would suggest that you guys get together to figure out how. That's a lot of baggage. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I was
you know,
working with the assistant district attorney.
Hold my beer. All of my family members have opened accounts in my name and my niece Jessica's name. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have thousands of dollars in debts to Comcast, the electric company, all these credit cards, Party Poker. Party Poker really mad at me. I didn't do it though. I didn't do it. Party Poker, they sent one of my checks in. They actually got one of my paper checks and sent that and sent that in. And they're not going after me anymore. That was a while ago. But man, it's so easy to open accounts in other people's names. So easy. And it's so hard. Once you have someone's $7,000 electric bill in your name, you can't just say to the electric company, ah, dog, that wasn't me. I live here. I've been paying you electric for this house for how many years now? That can't be me. Nope. They say, no, you have to prove. You have to prove to me that you've never lived there. What? No. Drunken. Thank you.
We were pressing charges on him. So I didn't know he was out of jail. He was supposed to be in jail still.
I mean, I guess I can have you guys talk about it. You've already waived, right?
Yes, Judge.
Do you know if Tennessee's gonna come get her?
As far as I know, they are, unless they tell me different from 5 days ago, but
So
the waiver was sent on the day she signed with the magistrate, so they would have told me.
you
by now.
basically have 9 days left.
With the nature of the offenses, they can be done remotely because their identity, the very nature of the offense is that they could be done remotely. And if it was similar to conversion for the theft of property, they could have occurred from here, but the impact in Tennessee.
And here's the deal. We give the other jurisdiction 14 days to come get you. You've already been sitting in there and you waived already. So they only have 9 days to come and get you. If they don't come within that time, Harris County releases you. So, but I'll tell you, even if Harris County releases you, that warrant is always going to remain out there until you go back to Tennessee and try to take care of it one way or the other.
I don't mind going to Tennessee. I have transportation. I just don't want to remain in custody.
I know, no one does, right? But
and I was told there was some type of video, so I don't see how it could.
Yes. Oh my God. Send me your PayPal. Is PayPal good? PayPal good for you? I need your address and I'll put this in an envelope right now. I need your PayPal or I'll just do PayPal and then I'll spend this myself. But no, you earned it. You earned it. No, that was the game. You won it. You have to give me a way to give it to you. Anyway, I don't care. A Venmo or Cash App or PayPal or Patreon or OnlyFans. Send me your OnlyFans. Send us all your OnlyFans. We'll all subscribe. BDE. Drunken wins. Drunken. I'm so happy. Sue. Hey, Sue, watch this. Sue, that's your prize. Watch that video with chat on. Yay. Guys, I this is awesome. This is the best.
Could be electronically done.
Also, it is worth noting that I never.
we don't know. We're speculating. We don't know.
For the record, Sue, in fact, did have gifting membership on.
know
The
how.
judge told me when I went to court on Wednesday night.
What was on video.
They said they have a video of me and Cassius Bond in Tennessee.
Just give me a second, Jake. Okay, I don't get access to any of that. Right here, all we were worried about is identity. Are you Naomi Burnett? And if you are, we establish the identity, that the charges are proper. If so, how do we go forward? A lot of times we let someone bond out if the person is not a danger, right? And we know that they're going to go back. But we don't know much about you, you know.
I have no criminal record. I have a degree, a bachelor's degree.
I mean, but
So if it's a matter of verifying the identity, if she's contesting identity, then she can withdraw the waiver and we can go for a governor's warrant. Or
no, I don't think she's contesting identity. She wants a bond, is what she
So like
wants.
I said, with the amount in the offense, with 250,000 on both theft of property and fraudulent use of credit card, and the fact that it's 10, which would be a third degree or second degree felony here, is that I'd be opposed with the sheer amount that is being alleged.
Yeah, one of the other things is that the higher level of charges, the more unlikely it is that we're going to give a bond, because the higher likelihood a person has of taking flight and not going back. So I don't know at this time whether I'm comfortable in setting you a bond. Okay. I don't know what connections you have here. I don't know what connections you have there. And the last thing I want to do is lose you, because that's a lot of stuff to answer to. And we want to make sure that, you know, whoever it is that has those charges is able to answer up to those charges. So
I also say that I already have a lawyer ready in Tennessee.
So what we can do here, what we can do is I can have you talk with Ms. Oko, figure out if there's some way that you can show that it's someone else, right? And if so, then we can talk more. Okay, but understand that I can't just take your word for it, you know?
Understand?
Okay, so
Even if I have police reports on him for already stealing my identity.
I'll let you talk with Ms. Oko, see what you can formulate, craft some kind of plan so that they're satisfied and I'm satisfied, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it's not a no. I mean, it's an uphill battle, but it's not a definite no at this point. Okay.
Understand.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Thanks. And you know, just give me a heads up if you have anything, you know, different.
Yes, Judge. Did you want us something we can resolve right now, or did you want us to reset for tomorrow?
No. I mean, I don't know, you know, but take your time. There's no.
Okay, Judge. No worries. Thank you, Judge. I'll talk to her right now.
Thanks, Antonio.
You should have in your queue 2 bonds that you need to sign, and also Israel Santana is asking me to reset one of his cases.
The bonds on who?
The bonds on Gracie Patricia Maldonado Varela and Rosalba Ramirez Fuentes.
So Drunken Smurf won't let me pay him the $50 that we owe him. He wants me to get an Angel Tree kid the $50. So Salvation Army, I can buy one through Walmart, a Walmart gift card. I just tried, ran into an error. I'm gonna fix it, and I will post it in general. And Drunken Smurf, just $50 for Angel Tree kids. Yay, Drunken, you're so nice.
Those are PR bonds?
PR bond on Rosalba Ramirez Fuentes and on Miss Maldonado Varela. It's a PR bond as well.
And we haven't spoken about any PR bonds either, so I don't know.
Lurker, you're on
That's what I
fire
saw when I
today.
was looking them up
Thank
after
you. I
being
love
appointed
lurkers.
on their
I
cases.
love
We haven't processed any bonds today. We haven't spoken about giving anyone a PR bond out of custody.
Would that be through the magistrate possibly?
No, I mean, is there someone there that they want a PR bond now?
They're both here, Judge.
Oh, they're out in the audience.
They're
Okay, so who's the first one?
Ms. Rosalba, she's right here in the jury box.
Okay.
Ramirez Fuentes.
Okay.
And Gracie Patricia Maldonado.
Hi. Lurker got I hot.
There she is as well. She's also
Let me, okay.
Lurker. You
So
got some
you're
good
welcome to go
people
with
in
them,
membership.
or they're
You
welcome
got
to go with
safe
you,
in a membership.
but don't let them leave until they sign bond conditions. And I don't think that they have yet. Here's Maldonado. I'm signing it now. So you can bring him up to sign.
Can you send the warrant to her?
Yeah. And just tell them to remain in contact with you. If they lose contact at that point, you know, we issue the warrant. So just have them.
And then on the one for Israel Santana, Judge?
So
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me just.
You got a Kathleen. So lovely.
Okay, I'm ready.
Person's name, defendant's name is Ziad Katab.
Okay. I saw Israel here earlier, huh?
He was, but he was called somewhere and said,
So it's 183 days old. I mean, hey, on Katab, is there an offering Katab?
I apologize. Can I? Yeah.
KHA.
The time served, Your Honor.
In the felony case?
No, on.
I know that here, but what about upstairs? They want to reset it. It's nearly 190 days old. And he's got the
Here it comes, guys.
aggravated assault.
Get ready.
The injury to a child.
Have they made any headway upstairs?
I think that there's, I was reading over the notes yesterday, and I think there's, some issue, like the investigator in the felony is contesting, like, the facts, so I don't know if it's gonna get resolved anytime soon.
Right, last ones we have is there's also defense having issues obtaining some discovery body camera, so there's.
Okay, I guess we'll set you the day after upstairs.
and when is that?
16.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
all right, thank you.
for sure, Anthony.
Here we go, guys.
Mr. Fox. Let me express my extreme disappointment. And I think what makes me so very upset is that when people truly need help, the fact that we push it along. And since day one, we've known residential has been needed.
It's time.
You now stand charged with another DWI. You're also charged with evading arrest in a motor vehicle. On that one, you're facing up to 10 years in prison, a minimum of 2 years, a maximum of 10 years in prison. We're going to do probable cause. You have the record.
I will. Thank you, Jen. That's so nice. All these little kids. I hunt you. Not only are you late, but you are green.
Remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
The officers observed the defendant engage in a race with another car on a road in Harris County, Texas. The officer attempted to catch up to the vehicles and was unable to catch up to the other driver. However, the officer caught up to the defendant's vehicle and attempted to initiate a traffic stop by activating lights and sirens. The defendant failed to stop and engaged officers in a 13-mile pursuit. When officers made contact, they observed the defendant step out of the driver's side of the vehicle, and the officers observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, red glassy eyes, and unsteadiness. The defendant admitted to drinking a bottle of wine and taking a Zoloft. During search of the vehicle, the officers found an empty bottle of wine and a Sonic cup that contained a liquid smelling of alcohol.
Alcohol in the car?
Yes, Judge. And the defendant refused Santa Fe sobriety test. DIC was read, and the defendant refused breath. A blood search warrant was signed and executed.
I'm trying to think if I have any alcohol in my car right now.
Mr. Fox, did we already have an affidavit on file that he's not supposed to drive?
Let me double check.
I am now putting this affidavit that you're not to drive. If I find that you drive, and I don't care what your reason is, if you get out, because I don't know if you're getting out, then I will have a contempt hearing and you'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. I am now, if you get out, ordering you to be under home confinement. I think that your bond at 15,000 on the DWI is wholly insufficient, and I'm going to raise that to $50,000. I'm also going to raise the terroristic threat, the probation that you're on now. I'm also going to raise that to $50,000 and 50,000 and 1, 2, 3. How many cases does he have in Fort Bend open? I know he has the one DWI, but what else does he have?
I believe it's just the one DWI judge. But
I'm
Alex is
gonna
gonna
drink
double
though.
check for us.
I mean, I'm never drinking again. but
And
go
also,
ahead.
Judge, the complainant in the terroristic threat case did reach out to the felony prosecutor because she saw that the defendant had been arrested. She is currently has filed for divorce from the defendant, and she is requesting that he is not to be in house arrest at her house. It is under her name. So I'm not
Okay.
sure if that's the address we have on file, but if you were opposing house arrest, she was requesting that it's not there.
Okay, so, I need to get Mr. Butler here so we can deal with this case as well, though. Do you mind perhaps reaching out to him, sending an email, or, I'll also call out to the office as well to see.
The pen pal to his jail cell.
Now, he's always in court. Hopefully he can be here now. And then as soon as the line dies down, I'll also reach out to him as well.
There was also one last Spanish THA citizen.
Okay.
I don't know. He looks 27 to me. That's what I
So
looked like
she
when I was
does not
27.
want any contact with him as far as. Okay, so, Mr. Fox, you're not to have contact with the complaining witness in the terroristic threat. You're not to go with where they live, work.
She just said that I'm not gonna live there. I mean, we talk every day that I'm.
You're
sitting
not
there.
even, no, I mean, she doesn't want to have contact with him?
No, that's not what she said.
I'll go with the email, Judge.
And when did she call the DAs?
She emailed on November 21st. So I think that she saw that the new charges had been filed. She was just concerned, she expressed concern to the public prosecutor that if the defendant is released to his home address, that's where she's currently staying, and they are going through a divorce. I don't think she'd said anything about no contact between the two. She just requests that he's not sent,
Okay, so I won't do the no contact
No,
then.
I'm telling you, he's 27. He looks exactly like I looked when I was 27. Look, I have a picture of me when I was 27. See? He's 27.
Okay. Okay, I want to have a hearing on this ASAP. I'm not waiting anymore on the stuff from, I mean, damn it, I can't do anything now. He's got these cases open anyways. Wait, just what a waste. All right, Mr. Fox, if you're released, like I said, home confinement, on one ankle, you will get a GPS monitor. On your other ankle, you will get a scram ankle monitor, so we know that you're not consuming alcohol.
Thanks.
Is that it? I guess that's it, right? No weapons. And then he'll have to, prior to release, he's going to get all those, and then you'll have to find somehow another address for him to live, James, because, we need the address prior. And I mean, I don't know if he's going to bond out now, but.
Yes, Judge.
See, but.
Can I get that rehabilitation that you had offered?
Not while cases are open. You have the case also that's open in Fort Bend as well. I don't know what's gonna happen in there. I'll tell you, those cases take even longer to resolve than here. And then how are you gonna able to resolve that over there when you've got this stuff over here? So at some point, you're gonna have to transfer over there, resolve stuff. It's just, it's even more of a mess now. So, all right, I guess I'm gonna have you put back now. I want to wait to see if we can get Mr. Butler here today. And then if not, we'll just roll it to tomorrow until we get him.
And Judge, I have two more in custody.
Okay, who's next?
All right, I have Andre Smith. And he has a criminal trespass and an assault of a family member.
Page 43 and 44.
It was just seeing if you would reduce his bonds at all. He's currently works at J&J.
All right, guys. We made it. We made it to the end of the stream. Another long one. I need to check myself. But I didn't want to miss the judge yelling. Obviously. Okay, what is today? I don't know. Tuesday. It's time for trivia today. So last week I was supposed to give you a trivia question. And I forgot to give it to you, but I did have one ready. And a couple of you can cheat. What is the largest country in Western Australia, population-wise? Like, where do most people in Western Australia live? The name of the city, not country. You know, C words are hard for me. This is the last time I can give you a trivia question because I'm getting another trivia question tomorrow. 2 people are saying Perth. No, in Western. What is the largest city in Western Australia, more population-wise? I got a Sydney. I got 2 Perths. Darwin, I don't think that's a city, but I don't know. Another Perth. Got a Sydney. I got a Sydney. P. Sherman 22 Wallaby-Ways. I got that. Took me a second. Aww. So it was Perth. I got it wrong. Can't remember which one I said, but I don't know my east from my west, so it was a trick question for me. I'm gonna get another question from today. And yep, you're not allowed to Google it. I was waiting for, all my lovely Australians to get in here and say, duh, it's Perth, but they call it Perth. Perth? I don't know. I don't know how to speak Australian. Tokyo, I hope you have a great day. I'm watching. I didn't watch your thing yet. Guys, everybody, Tokyo just put another one out. So go watch it. Go watch it. And was it last night that Bill's stream was like outstanding? Oh no, Bill's was the after show. I watched the after show. It was outstanding. It really was. Allie had a stream last night that I missed because I was dead asleep. Like I slept yesterday, today, whatever. So I'm gonna have to watch that too. I got a lot of work to do. Maybe I'll make another Kelly video quick too. I have plenty of time if I just do it. Thank you. Everybody who's green, thank everybody else that you got green today. Don't forget to watch the members only video. Everybody who made people green, thank you. Drunken Smurf, you win. You win the internet. We've been working on this problem for weeks. And it's not been solved until you came in today. Now we're gonna have to think of another problem for you to solve. It ain't easy being green. I'm gonna tucking myself off now, guys. Thank you. Thank you, John the Beagle, too, for the video. I loved that soft sit. We need more trolls to come in here so we can entertain ourselves. Bye, guys.
Got these life that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Her eyes hear a sky so blue. In her jokes, there's a truth so true. With each stream, she brings the light. Turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted charm. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle, she lights the way. Kathy's life.